Imagine a time long ago. People were full of curiosity and a burning desire to understand the world. They wanted to learn about everything from the stars in the sky to the workings of the human body. This was a truly special period in history. We now call this remarkable era the Golden Age of Islam. It was a time of great discovery and intellectual ferment. Many amazing things happened during these centuries. People from diverse backgrounds came together to build a brilliant civilization. They made contributions that would change the world in countless ways, leaving an indelible mark on human progress. This was not just an event confined to one small place. Instead, it was a phenomenon that unfolded across a vast geographical region. This intellectual awakening stretched across many lands, creating a vibrant tapestry of cultures and ideas. It extended from Spain in the western reaches of Europe, across North Africa, and all the way to Persia and India in the east. Many different cultures and traditions came into contact. They shared their unique knowledge and insights. This dynamic mixing of people and their intellectual heritages helped to create something entirely new, something truly remarkable. It was a period defined by immense intellectual energy and a shared pursuit of knowledge. During this extraordinary period, science blossomed in an unprecedented way. Thinkers and scholars made huge advances in numerous fields. They meticulously studied the stars, charting their movements and unraveling celestial mysteries. They delved into the complexities of the human body, improving medical understanding and practices. They invented new forms of mathematics that would become foundational for future scientific endeavors. Art and architecture also reached new heights of sophistication and beauty. Magnificent mosques and opulent palaces were constructed, showcasing incredible skill. Intricate geometric patterns and flowing calligraphy adorned many surfaces, reflecting a deep aesthetic sensibility. It was undeniably a time of immense creativity and profound learning. Why do we refer to this era as golden? We call it golden because it shone so brightly in the annals of history. It was a period of profound enlightenment and intellectual liberation. New ideas spread with astonishing speed, like wildfire across a dry plain. Scholars diligently worked to translate ancient texts from civilizations like Greece, Rome, and Persia. They carefully preserved this invaluable knowledge which might otherwise have been lost. Then, crucially, they did not simply stop at preservation. They built upon this inherited wisdom, adding their own brilliant discoveries and insights. This era laid many of the essential foundations for future scientific and cultural progress across the globe. So when exactly did this amazing era of discovery and learning happen? It is generally considered to have begun around the 8th century CE. That is more than 1,200 years ago from our current vantage point in 2025. This vibrant period of intellectual activity continued for many centuries thereafter. Some historians suggest it lasted until the 13th or even the 14th century. That represents a very significant span of time for so much concentrated progress to occur. Imagine hundreds of years dedicated to the pursuit of new ideas and innovations. It was truly a sustained period of remarkable intellectual endeavor and cultural flourishing. And where did all this extraordinary activity take place? The Golden Age was primarily centered in the Islamic world of that time. This world was geographically vast and culturally diverse. It included large parts of Asia, North Africa, and even significant portions of Europe, particularly in Spain. Great cities like Baghdad, which was then the capital of the Abbasid Caliphate, became enormous and influential centers of learning and scholarship. Other important urban hubs included Cairo in Egypt, Cordoba in Al-Andalus, modern-day Spain, and Samarkand in Central Asia. These cities acted like powerful magnets, attracting scholars and thinkers. They drew the brightest minds from all over the known world to their libraries and academies. The Islamic Empire, at its peak during these centuries, was truly enormous in its territorial extent. It connected a multitude of different cultures and peoples under a relatively unified political and economic system. Trade routes flourished across this vast domain, both overland and by sea. These routes not only facilitated the exchange of goods and commodities but also, crucially, helped ideas and knowledge to travel. Merchants often carried books and scientific treatises alongside their wares. Scholars themselves frequently undertook long and arduous journeys to study at distant centers of learning. They were incredibly eager to learn from each other and share their findings. This constant exchange was absolutely vital for the dynamism of the Golden Age, creating a uniquely vibrant intellectual environment. A particularly important factor that facilitated this vibrant exchange was the common language of scholarship, Arabic. This linguistic unity was incredibly important for the dissemination of knowledge. It meant that a scholar from Cordoba in Spain could readily understand the writings of, and communicate with, a scholar from Baghdad or Persia. They could read the same foundational texts and scientific treatises. They could engage in complex discussions and debates about philosophy, medicine, or mathematics. Arabic effectively became the international language of science and philosophy for several centuries. This shared linguistic medium played a crucial role in helping to spread knowledge far and wide across the Islamic world and beyond. It fostered collaboration and accelerated the pace of discovery. In the very heart of this golden age, particularly in its early and most dynamic phase, stood a truly special place. This institution was located in Baghdad, a city founded to be the magnificent capital of the Abbasid Caliphate. This special place was called the Bait al-Hikmah. In the English language, this translates to the House of Wisdom. It was established in the early 9th century, likely under the patronage of Caliph Harun al-Rashid, and significantly expanded by his son Caliph al-Mamun. It was, however, much more than just a simple library or a collection of books. It rapidly evolved into a major intellectual center, an academy and an observatory, unparalleled in its time. Imagine a grand building, or perhaps a complex of buildings, filled to the brim with precious books and scrolls. These texts were gathered from all corners of the known world, representing the accumulated wisdom of diverse civilizations. Scholars worked there diligently, often day and night, engaged in a monumental translation movement. They translated significant scientific and philosophical texts from Greek, Syriac, Pahlavi, Middle Persian, and Sanskrit into the Arabic language. They meticulously studied subjects ranging from mathematics and astronomy to medicine, alchemy, and philosophy. The Abbasid caliphs themselves actively supported and funded this ambitious intellectual project. They clearly valued knowledge greatly and understood its immense power and importance for their civilization. The House of Wisdom was an incredibly vibrant and bustling hub of intellectual activity. It attracted scholars from a wide array of different faiths and cultural backgrounds. Christian, Jewish, Sabian, and Muslim scholars worked side by side, often in collaborative projects. They engaged in lively debates about complex ideas and generously shared their research findings with one another. This remarkable spirit of interfaith and intercultural collaboration was a key characteristic of the institution and the wider Golden Age. These individuals were largely united by their profound and shared quest for knowledge. They were driven by an insatiable curiosity about the natural world and the human condition. This diversity of perspectives undoubtedly enriched their collective intellectual pursuits. Crucially, the work undertaken at the House of Wisdom was not solely about preserving and translating ancient knowledge, as vital as that task was. The scholars based there also made a multitude of their own original discoveries and contributions. They conducted empirical investigations and experiments. They authored their own groundbreaking books and treatises, expanding the frontiers of understanding. They critically examined old theories, sometimes challenging established ideas and proposing innovative new ones in their place. This prestigious institution played an absolutely crucial role in the intellectual landscape. It helped to ignite and then sustain the remarkable scientific revolution that characterized the Islamic world during this period. It was, without doubt, a true beacon of learning for centuries. People living during the Golden Age of Islam displayed a profound fascination with the celestial realm. They loved to gaze up at the stars and contemplate the vastness of the night sky. Astronomy, the scientific study of celestial objects and phenomena, was consequently a very important and highly developed science. To facilitate their stellar investigations, they constructed specialized observatories. These were not just simple buildings with basic viewing platforms. Instead, they were often advanced research centers, sometimes state-sponsored. They were equipped with sophisticated and often large-scale astronomical instruments. These carefully crafted tools, such as quadrants, sextants, and armillary spheres, helped astronomers make remarkably precise measurements of celestial positions and movements. Muslim astronomers meticulously compiled detailed star charts and catalogs. They systematically observed, named, and classified many stars. Indeed, a significant number of the star names that are still used by astronomers today have Arabic origins. Think of prominent stars like Aldebaran, which means the follower or Betelgeuse, derived from Yad al-Jawza, meaning the hand of Orion. They critically engaged with the work of ancient astronomers, particularly the influential Greek scholar Ptolemy. While respecting his contributions, they also identified and corrected errors in his calculations and models. They developed new mathematical models of the cosmos. These improved models allowed them to predict the movements of the planets with significantly greater accuracy than before. One of the major technological achievements related to astronomy during this period was the astrolabe. This was an incredibly clever and versatile handheld device. In many ways it functioned like an ancient analog computer. It could be used for a wide variety of practical purposes. It helped users to tell the time accurately, both during the day and at night. It could be used to determine the precise direction of Mecca, the Qibla, for the purpose of Islamic prayer, from any given location. Sailors and travelers employed it extensively for navigation, enabling them to chart courses across vast oceans and deserts. The astrolabe was a true masterpiece of applied engineering and mathematical knowledge. Its utility ensured that it spread far beyond the Islamic world, influencing instrument making in Europe for centuries. Why was astronomy considered so particularly important during this era? It certainly had numerous practical applications, as we have seen. It was essential for accurate timekeeping and reliable navigation. Furthermore, it was crucial for various religious practices within Islam. Determining the Islamic calendar, which is a lunar calendar, relies heavily on precise observations of the moon. Knowing the correct direction of Mecca is, of course, fundamental for the daily prayers performed by Muslims worldwide. Beyond these immediate practicalities, however, there was also a deep philosophical and intellectual desire to understand the cosmos. Scholars sought to comprehend the intricate order and beauty of God's creation. They saw the study of the heavens as a way to appreciate divine wisdom. The field of medicine also experienced remarkable advancements and took great strides forward during the Islamic Golden Age. Physicians and medical scholars in the Islamic world were highly skilled and respected individuals. They developed innovative new treatments for a wide range of ailments. They authored comprehensive and influential medical books and encyclopedias. These meticulously compiled texts were used as standard medical references for many centuries, not only within the Islamic world, but also in European universities once they were translated into Latin. These scholars diligently built upon the foundational knowledge inherited from ancient Greek physicians like Hippocrates and Galen. However, they also critically evaluated this legacy and added a vast amount of their own original observations and discoveries. Hospitals were a particularly key innovation of this period, representing a significant leap in public healthcare. These institutions, known as bimaristans, were not merely places for the sick and infirm to rest and recuperate. They were highly organized centers for active medical treatment, and crucially also for medical education and research. They were often remarkably well-organized establishments. Many had separate wards for patients suffering from different types of diseases, including fevers, surgical cases, and even mental illnesses. Some of the earliest dedicated psychiatric wards are found here. Importantly, these hospitals were typically open to everyone, regardless of their wealth, religion, or social standing. This was a truly remarkable and humane development for its time. These hospitals were impressive and sophisticated institutions. Many famous and highly influential physicians emerged during this prolific era. One of the most renowned was Abu Bakr Muhammad ibn Zakaria al-Razi, known in the West primarily by his Latinized name, Rhazes. He was a Persian polymath, philosopher, and a truly brilliant diagnostician. He authored numerous important medical books, including comprehensive clinical case studies. He is credited with being the first physician to accurately describe and differentiate between smallpox and measles. Al-Razi strongly emphasized the importance of direct clinical observation and careful record-keeping. Another towering figure was Ibn Sina, or Avicenna, as he was known in Europe. His monumental work, Al-Qanun fi al-Tibb, or the Canon of Medicine, was an immense medical encyclopedia that became a standard textbook in universities across the Islamic world and Europe for over 600 years. These pioneering doctors and their colleagues made a multitude of significant medical discoveries. They clearly understood and promoted the importance of hygiene in preventing illness and promoting recovery. They performed a variety of surgical procedures, including cataract surgery, and developed specialized surgical instruments. They developed and utilized various forms of anesthetics, often using opium poppies and other potent herbs to alleviate pain during operations. They carefully studied human anatomy and physiology, sometimes through dissection despite societal reservations. They gained a better understanding of how certain diseases spread, including contagious illnesses. Their overall approach to the practice of medicine was increasingly rational and evidence-based. This steadfast commitment to careful observation, experimentation, and systematic study greatly advanced medical knowledge and laid crucial groundwork for modern medicine. Mathematics was another intellectual field that experienced an extraordinary blossoming during the Golden Age of Islam. Scholars and thinkers in the Islamic world had a deep appreciation for numbers and mathematical reasoning. They viewed mathematics not merely as a practical tool, but as a fundamental key to understanding the underlying order and harmony of the universe. A pivotal development was their adoption, refinement, and subsequent popularization of the Hindu-Arabic numeral system. This is the very same base 10 positional system that we use globally today, employing the digits 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, including the revolutionary concept of zero. This system was significantly more efficient and versatile for calculations than older systems like Roman numerals, making complex arithmetic much easier. A truly monumental figure in the history of mathematics was Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi. He was a Persian scholar who lived and worked during the 9th century. He was closely associated with the prestigious House of Wisdom in Baghdad. Al-Khwarizmi authored a groundbreaking and highly influential book on calculations using the new numeral system. The original Arabic title of one of his most important works, Kitab al-Mukhtasar fi Hisab al-Jabr wal-Muqabala, that's the compendious book on calculation by completion and balancing, gave us the very word algebra, which comes from al-Jabr. In this seminal treatise, Al-Khwarizmi systematically explained how to solve linear and quadratic equations, providing clear methods and procedures. His work was genuinely revolutionary for its time and profoundly shaped mathematical thought. Al-Khwarizmi also played a crucial role in introducing and popularizing Indian numerals, including zero, to the wider Islamic world and eventually to Europe. His own name, when Latinized in European translations of his works, became algorithmi or algorithmus. This, in turn, gave rise to the modern word algorithm. An algorithm, as we understand it today, is a precise set of rules or a step-by-step procedure for solving a particular problem or performing a calculation. This concept is absolutely fundamental to computer science and all aspects of our modern digital age. It is truly amazing to consider how ideas and concepts developed so long ago by scholars like Al-Khwarizmi continue to resonate so powerfully and have such direct relevance in our contemporary world. Beyond algebra and arithmetic, mathematicians in the Islamic world also made very significant advances in the fields of geometry and trigonometry. These branches of mathematics were essential for practical applications in disciplines such as astronomy, architecture, surveying, and precise instrument making. They further developed spherical trigonometry, which involves calculations on the surface of a sphere. This was particularly important for astronomical calculations and for determining accurate geographical coordinates and distances on the Earth's curved surface. They meticulously studied conic sections, ellipses, parabolas, and hyperbolas, and other complex geometric shapes. Their collective contributions to mathematics were profound and far-reaching. They provided powerful analytical tools that became indispensable for the progress of science and engineering, shaping the future trajectory of these fields for centuries to come. The Golden Age of Islam was not solely defined by its remarkable scientific and intellectual achievements. It was also a period of incredible artistic creativity and aesthetic refinement. Islamic art developed a range of unique and distinctive characteristics that set it apart. It often featured stunningly intricate geometric patterns, sometimes referred to as arabesques. These patterns could be extraordinarily complex and visually beautiful, creating a sense of endless repetition and infinite extension. They were often seen as symbolizing the underlying order, harmony, and unity of the universe, reflecting a profound mathematical and philosophical worldview. You can still see these mesmerizing patterns adorning the walls, tiles, ceilings, and carpets of historic mosques, palaces, and madrasas throughout the Islamic world. Calligraphy, the art of beautiful and elegant handwriting, was another highly valued and extensively practiced art form during this era. The fluid and cursive nature of the Arabic script lends itself exceptionally well to artistic and decorative purposes, allowing for a wide range of expressive styles. Calligraphers meticulously copied the Quran, the holy book of Islam, with immense reverence and artistic skill, often embellishing the pages with gold leaf and intricate illumination. They also used calligraphy extensively to decorate buildings, particularly mosques and shrines, as well as a wide variety of objects from ceramics and metalwork to textiles. Verses from the Quran, poetry, and pious phrases were common subjects for calligraphic inscriptions. The flowing lines and graceful, dynamic shapes of Arabic script were transformed into stunning and spiritually resonant visual art. Architecture also flourished magnificently during the Golden Age. Master builders and architects designed and constructed awe-inspiring great mosques, such as the Great Mosque of Cordoba in Spain, with its forest of horseshoe arches, and the Umayyad Mosque in Damascus. These monumental buildings often featured iconic elements like soaring domes, slender minarets from which the call to prayer was made, and spacious, tranquil courtyards. They skillfully employed architectural features like horseshoe arches, pointed arches, and muqarnas. That's stalactite-like vaulting, alongside intricate tilework and carved stucco. Magnificent palaces, such as the Alhambra in Granada, Spain, are still famous worldwide for their breathtaking beauty and sophisticated design. These structures not only showcased advanced engineering skills and innovative construction techniques, but also reflected a highly developed aesthetic sensibility. They were often designed to inspire a sense of awe, wonder, and spiritual contemplation. Literature produced during this period was incredibly rich, diverse, and influential. Poetry was a particularly popular and highly esteemed form of literary expression. Poets wrote eloquently on a vast array of themes, including romantic love, the beauty of nature, profound religious faith, and philosophical reflections. Storytelling was also a vital part of the cultural fabric. The Alf Layla wa Layla, or 1001 Nights, is perhaps the most famous collection of tales to emerge from this era, compiled over many centuries. It includes timeless and globally recognized stories like those of Aladdin and his magic lamp, Sinbad the Sailor and his adventurous voyages, and Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. These enchanting stories have captivated readers and listeners for centuries. They offer a fascinating glimpse into the vibrant culture, social customs, and vivid imagination of the people of that time. This literary heritage is truly vast and continues to be celebrated. A multitude of brilliant and innovative minds contributed to the intellectual vibrancy of the Islamic Golden Age. We have already encountered some of these remarkable individuals, such as the mathematician Al-Khwarizmi and the physicians Al-Razi and Ibn Sina. However, there were so many other influential figures whose work deserves recognition. Consider, for example, Abu Ali al-Hasan ibn al-Haytham, known in the Western world primarily by his Latinized name, Al-Hazan. He was a pioneering Arab physicist and mathematician born in Basra in present-day Iraq. He made hugely significant contributions to the field of optics, the science of light and vision. He meticulously studied how light behaves, how it travels, and how we perceive images. He was a true scientist, strongly emphasizing the importance of observation and experimentation in his investigations. Ibn al-Haytham conducted careful experiments that demonstrated that we see objects because rays of light reflect off those objects and then enter our eyes. This was a genuinely revolutionary idea at the time. Before his work, many prominent thinkers, including ancient Greek philosophers, believed that the eyes themselves emitted some kind of rays in order to see. He authored a monumental work called the Kitab al-Manazir, or Book of Optics. This comprehensive treatise was translated into Latin and profoundly influenced European scientists and thinkers for many centuries, including figures like Roger Bacon and Johannes Kepler. Ibn al-Haytham is also credited with inventing the camera obscura, a darkened box with a small hole that projects an inverted image, which was a crucial precursor to the modern photographic camera. His rigorous work laid vital foundations for the development of the scientific method. Another truly great thinker and polymath of this era was Abu Rayhan al-Biruni. A polymath is someone who possesses extensive knowledge and excels in many different fields of study. Al-Biruni, who was of Persian origin, certainly fits this description. He was a highly accomplished astronomer, mathematician, physicist, historian, chronologist, linguist, and geographer. He traveled widely throughout his life, including spending a significant period in India. He wrote detailed and insightful accounts of Indian culture, science, religion, and philosophy, works which remain valuable historical sources. Demonstrating his mathematical prowess, he calculated the Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy using novel trigonometric methods. Al-Biruni was a keen and meticulous observer of the natural world and a profoundly critical scholar. The sheer breadth and depth of his knowledge were truly astonishing for his time, or indeed for any time. These brilliant thinkers, innovators, and scholars were fundamentally driven by an insatiable curiosity. They constantly asked big questions about the nature of reality, the cosmos, and the human condition. They passionately sought knowledge not just for its practical applications, but also for its own sake, for the sheer joy of understanding. They were not afraid to challenge existing ideas and long-held assumptions, even those from revered ancient authorities. They respectfully built upon the vast body of work inherited from those who came before them, from various cultures and traditions. But crucially, they also forged entirely new paths, pushing the boundaries of human understanding. Their collective contributions profoundly transformed their own world, and the echoes of their intellectual achievements and their enduring influence continue to be felt across the globe, even today. They truly helped to shape the future of human thought. The Golden Age of Islam was without any doubt a truly remarkable and transformative period in human history. It was a time characterized by an incredible intellectual ferment and a spirit of dynamic inquiry. The fields of science, medicine, mathematics, philosophy, and the arts all flourished to an extraordinary degree. Scholars hailing from diverse cultural, ethnic, and religious backgrounds often worked together in a collaborative spirit. They undertook the monumental task of translating and preserving ancient knowledge from Greek, Persian, Indian, and other civilizations. More than that, they made their own groundbreaking discoveries, innovations, and intellectual contributions. This remarkable era served as a shining beacon of learning and progress, illuminating a path for future generations to follow. The manifold achievements of this vibrant era had a profound and lasting impact on the entire world. Many of the innovative ideas, scientific discoveries, and technological inventions that originated or were significantly developed during the Golden Age eventually traveled to Europe. This transmission occurred through various channels, including trade, diplomacy, and the translation of Arabic texts into Latin, particularly in centers like Toledo in Spain and Sicily. These translated works helped to spark and fuel the European Renaissance, a period of cultural and intellectual rebirth. European scholars eagerly learned from the significant advances that had been made in the Islamic world in fields like medicine, mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy. This crucial transfer of knowledge was absolutely vital for subsequent global development. It formed a vital and often underappreciated link in the long chain of human progress. Think for a moment about the many things we use, know, or take for granted in our daily lives today. Our familiar number system, the Hindu-Arabic numerals including 0, was popularized and transmitted to the West through the work of scholars from this period. The entire field of algebra, a cornerstone of modern mathematics and science, has its formal roots here, thanks to Al-Khwarizmi. Many fundamental medical practices, diagnostic understandings, and surgical techniques were first developed or significantly refined during this era. Our contemporary knowledge of optics, how light works and how we see, was greatly advanced by figures like Ibn al-Haytham. Even a surprising number of everyday words in the English language such as algebra, algorithm, alchemy, alcohol, zenith, and nadir have Arabic origins. This linguistic footprint clearly shows the deep and enduring connections. The legacy of the Golden Age is subtly woven into the very fabric of our modern lives. So, why does the Golden Age of Islam still hold such significance and matter to us today, in the 21st century? It serves as a powerful and inspiring reminder of the immense power of human curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge. It clearly demonstrates what can be achieved when people from different cultures, faiths, and backgrounds come together to collaborate and share their wisdom. It highlights the critical importance of preserving, building upon, and critically engaging with existing knowledge rather than letting it be lost. It powerfully demonstrates that science, learning, and intellectual progress can thrive in diverse, tolerant, and open societies that value scholarship. The vibrant spirit of inquiry, innovation, and intellectual courage that defined that incredible era continues to inspire us. It remains a vital and illuminating chapter in the shared story of human civilization, offering valuable lessons for our own times.